So 15 years have passed since Total Environment started operating here. Happy birthday, Total Environment. How do I feel living in a Total Environment building? So let me tell you how other people feel first. When I tell them that I live in a Total Environment building and particularly Good Earth, you know what the first reaction is? Wow, you live here? I say, yeah. So I've always been, kind of a big fan of Total Environment. Why am I a big fan of Total Environment? Not just because, it's not something that there is no reason to it. There are lots of reasons to it. But I think the most important reason is that I feel proud living in a Total Environment building. So let me explain to you why I feel proud. When I started hunting for an apartment in Bangalore, that was way back in 2001. I saw lots of apartments made by Prestige and made by Southern Investments and made by all these big builders. What really struck me was that they had either very poor design, they had no sense of what I wanted in the apartment, they had no understanding of how I wanted to live my life, and they were more keen to sell an apartment. They were not really keen to tell me that, look, we are giving you a fantastic place for you to live in the rest of your life. So when I walk into my home every day back from office, it never feels that this is old. It never feels that this is something that I've been used to. I always find something interesting or something to be really sort of proud of when I walk into my house. So what's that little thing that makes a difference? The little thing that makes a difference is Total Environment is about two things. One, fantastic design. So how important is design? Think of all the stuff that you buy in your life. Without design, everything that you buy in your life would become kind of really sad and really bad. You want to buy a car, it has to be fantastic design. You want to buy a dress, it has to be fantastic design. You want to buy a watch, it has to be fantastic design. So design is one of the most important things today in our lives. It's also something that kind of differentiates one product or one brand from something else, right? So that's one. Two is, we live in a country where you have this chalta hai attitude, which means, like for example in Bangalore we say Swalpa Adjust Madi. Total Environment is not about Swalpa Adjust Madi. I hate Swalpa Adjust Madi. I hate that attitude. I don't live life like that. For me, if you don't strive for perfection, then there is no point doing anything in life. So when I see how Total Environment works, I feel very proud. You know why I feel proud? It's because it's one of those companies which actually believes in what I believe in, which is no compromises. As long as you can do it well, do it perfectly. So I'll give you a simple example. Any home that I walk into, I always look at two things. One, I look at the corners of the walls. And invariably I find the corners of the walls are either chipped or it's broken or whatever. And two is I walk into the bathroom and the kitchens and I see how it is made. Bathrooms and kitchens used to be the outhouse of any home years ago. So if you walk into an old home, you'll find that the kitchen and the bathroom were kind of far away from the house. But when I walk into a Total Environment, apartment, what really delights me is that the amount of care and the amount of attention that they take to build a proper loo or a bathroom and a proper kitchen. Coming back to the corners, you won't find a single chipped corner in my house. It's not because we don't bang against corners, we do. But if you look at how Total Environment builds those corners, I know that there is some kind of a plate and there's some kind of a chicken mesh or some, a really interesting sort of innovation and technology that has gone into ensuring that corners remain corners and they don't get chipped and blunt. The floor, for example, you look at the flooring in the common area in my building. I live in Good Earth Apartments. You can actually see your face. So it's not just the material that they put in, it's not just the perfection that they sort of achieve. it's also the way they maintain their buildings. A lot of people who have come to my building don't believe that this building is 10 years old. Of course, we all take care of our building, and the reason why almost all of us take good care of our building is because we are so proud of Total Environment. Somebody asks us, why are you such a big fan of Total Environment? But you know why I'm such a big fan of Total Environment? Because it makes me feel proud that I live in this building. So I think, if you actually really look at it, there are two very important things. One is I respect what Total Environment does. Okay? I respect their engineering skills. I respect their design skills. I respect the amount of attention to detail that they have. I respect the kind of commitment that they have to delivering quality. So that's one. And two is, I just love the way I feel when I'm in my building. I'm sitting next to the swimming pool. It's not a very large swimming pool. But come on a Sunday and we all have a good time in the swimming pool. When this building was built, there weren't too many buildings in Bangalore which had swimming pools. So it used to be kind of, an object of desire for everybody who came to see how this building was designed. So that's kind of my sort of response to what Total Environment is, as what people call a brand. A brand is about the relationship that a customer has with the manufacturer and the product, or the builder and the building. So my relationship is built on two things. It's built on respect and it's built on love. But that places some responsibility on you guys. And I'll tell you why it places a responsibility on you guys. In my mind, Total Environment is in a category of one. It has no competition. And I would say that is true for many, many people who live in Total Environment buildings. For example, in this building, and we have, I think, some 23 apartments here, I think 6 or 7 of us have gone and bought another apartment in Windmills, including myself. So if we got to make an investment or in real estate, who's our first choice? Total Environment. Actually, I don't even think of other builders. I don't think of Mantri. I don't think of Prestige. I don't think of Puravankara. I don't think of anybody. And the reason I don't think of anybody is because I have no relationship with them. Those guys are builders. They're just about transaction. It's about here's the apartment. Give me the money. Now get the hell out of this place. Right? What happens to the building? I don't care. But I think if you really look at all the projects that you have done, each Total Environment building is distinguished by the way it looks, is distinguished by the kind of people who live there, is distinguished by its design and its build quality. And each is your credential. So first thing is, your maintenance guys must know this, that what builds a brand, what builds credibility, what builds respect, what builds love, are the people who own these buildings or these apartments. They are your best spokesperson, right? We are ambassadors for the Total Environment brand, right? When we talk to other people, they get completely convinced because we've lived in this building for 10 years. I'll give an example. The other day somebody called me. He wanted to buy an apartment in Windmills. And so he sent me a mail, and I kind of responded to that mail, and his response was, well, if you say this, then I can close my eyes and buy this apartment. So he's your customer now. So I think look after, the best way to look after Total Environment is to look after your customers, one. Two is look after your projects like your own babies. They cannot be imperfect. They cannot be something which does not sort of fall in line with Total Environment philosophy. And most importantly, look after yourselves. Because you work for a great company. They make great products. People feel great about them. And all I can say is that I wish you all the best for the coming years. Thank you.